Hello students, in this session I will be covering unit 2, that is lesson 5 to lesson 8. This is Annamalai University's Master of Business Administration subject, first year subject, Organizational Behavior, unit 2. In this session I will be covering lesson 5 to lesson 8. Now, lesson 5, individual dimensions of organizational behavior. One such thing is understanding of individuals. So, when you study about organizational behavior, we are studying about the behavior of the individuals. That means the human resources or the workers or the employees of any organization or the single organization in which we are studying. Okay, so we need to understand nature of man, that means the human resources, not only man but women employees also will be studied, like their age, their gender, male, female, man, woman, etc., religion, marital status, tenure, ability, etc. are made under for study and all. Okay, so when you talk about age, you need to understand whether they are of younger age or a advanced age, middle age or a advanced age. Depending on the age factor, their thinking abilities and other abilities will change. Okay, gender is male, female, or man, woman. So depending on their gender, certain aspects will change, always change, and men tend to be said to be more aggressive than a woman. Okay, and have greater expectation about their career. That doesn't mean that women doesn't have to have expectation regarding their career growth or other things, but generally men will have more expectation. That's it. Okay. Religion is one such factor. When things changes or socio-cultural aspects will change from one person to another, okay, due to their religious belief system. Marital system will have when advanced, they will be when they are getting, individuals are getting advanced in case of marital status. When they get married, they will have fewer absences, lesser turnover. Turnover is in the sense resignation from the organization. When they tend to be younger, they may resign from the organization, and possibilities are there available. Tenure is referred to as the experience of the person in the organization, inside the one organization or outside the organization. Okay. Ability of the individual depends on the intellectual skills. Okay, intelligence, physical abilities, qualifications, everything counts. Okay. Emotions of the individuals, whether the male, the man or woman, they will have certain amount of intelligent quotient, okay, available. Okay, depending on that, or emotional quotient, depending on that, they tend to work on the organization. Okay. There are certain learned characteristics like personality. Personality is some total way of ways in which an individual reacts and interacts with each other. Okay, so depending on the personality on person to another, individuals, man or woman, will change or will have a certain amount of behavior, okay, within the environment of the organization. That depends on the environment, heredity of the person, etc., attitude, values, etc. Okay, these are the things covered in lesson 5. Now we will move on to lesson 6, personality. What do you mean by personality? Personality is a very complex and multi-dimensional construct of a human being. No common definition of personality has so far been arrived at. We have learned in lesson 5 earlier what do you mean by personality, depending on the individuals, okay, attitude, environment, heredity. Heredity is nothing but how he has born and brought up by his parents, okay, with the religious beliefs, etc. Okay, these things are mentioned in the personality things. One is this heredity. Heredity is transmitted through genes, that is transmitted from their parents and forefathers, which determine hormone balance, which later determine physique and subsequently the personality. The physical appearance of the individual, whether it's man or woman, counts a lot. So, and also what is carried forward from their forefathers, parents and their body. Okay, some will be tend to be good, they'll have a good physical stature, but some may not have. Possibility is there. Also environment. Every individual is born and brought up in a particular environment. Okay, so depending on the environment, whether their parents have got good financial status, or the environment which they live in formulates or formats the individual who work in the organization. Situations. Individual has to interact with a number of problems in a given situation, which does not remain constant. So each and every individual who has the experience of handling various situations will have a greater experience in handling a specific situation or situations inside the organization. Okay. And there are other case studies and all available, which does not okay. Now these are the main things covered in lesson 6, personality. Now we will move on to lesson 7, learning. Learning is nothing but learning the work. Okay, one aspect we must we learn is the learning of the textbooks, whatever it is, but inside the organization, how an individual, whether it's a male or female, a woman or man, learn the work, okay, entrusted to him or her. Okay, one thing is classical conditioning. One of the theories of learning is classical conditioning. Classical conditioning can be defined as a process in which a formerly neutral stimulus, when paired with an unconditioned stimulus, becomes a conditioned stimulus that elicits a conditioned response. Okay, this is a bit complicated, nothing to worry about. It's nothing but it's a defined process through which learning can happen. Okay, that's all in an organization, inside the organization, by an individual. Then to operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is concerned primarily with learning as a consequence of behavior. How an individual learn what is required to be learned and to be done inside an organization is operant conditioning. Okay. Social learning is nothing but how a person or individual behave in a social environment and interact with other people inside the organization through observation and experience. Attention process, how an individual is attentive to the work available. Retention process, retention is nothing but retaining, memorizing the work learned by an individual. Okay. Motor reproduction is nothing but reproducing what he has learned in the organization. Reinforcement process is nothing but reinforcing what he has learned. Okay, repeating what he has learned. Okay, so reinforcement is nothing but doing the work repeatedly and make sure he knows the work. It's a part of the learning process. Make sure he has learned what he has learned once, so that he can repeat the work at different situations. Repeat the same work. There are positive reinforcement also. Reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is institution of reward for a particular desired behavior. That means the organization will reward an individual, an employee, a worker, whether it's a male or a female, man or a woman, for doing good work in his capacity. Negative is just the opposite. In organization, acts are committed or omitted. Some acts are committed or omitted. For commission of desired acts, a reward is given, while rewards can also be given for displaying behavior by terminating undesired consequence. That's called negative reinforcement. Punishment given to an individual for doing wrongdoing inside the organization. Okay. Authority is nothing but who is entitled to award punishment. So he or she will be a superior authority to that particular individual. Okay. What are the process involved? Show cause notice to be issued, board of inquiry to be conducted. So a board will be consisting of 1 or 2 or 3 or more persons will be inquiring on the subject that leads to undesired consequences. Okay, it will be time bound, and they will assess the gravity of the situation. How bad is the situation? What should be the punishment to be given, etc. Okay. Application of learning and organizational behavior modification. Use of lotteries to reduce absenteeism. In certain organizations will introduce lotteries. That means they will put the chits in the name of individuals who are not coming, who are not taking leave inside the organization, and attractive prices are given. Okay, all methods or examples that can be employed by organizations to curb absenteeism from work. Workplaces sick pay. Okay, so when individuals fall sick, some organization will have a leave policy how to handle sick situations, sick leaves and all. Training and development. Individuals are given or placed for training and development to upskill their skill in the organizations or in the skills in the work. Okay, this is another aspect of learning, sending the individual for learning, advanced learning. Mentoring programmers, they will be put under certain individuals who are good in training workers or employees. Discipline. For everything there should be a discipline. Behavior is based on the discipline, and so every individual should be disciplined about the work and other aspects of the organization. There should be some self-management happening for learning, also employing what has been learned inside the organization. Perception is defined as a process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. Okay, perception is nothing but how a person thinks in a specific situation. So that may differ from individuals to individuals based on their upbringing. Okay. Okay, there are other certain things regarding perception mentioned. Okay. Now, regarding perception, there are big common errors while judging others. People tend to make judging errors. Okay, when you see a person, he or she will think that he is like that, she is like that, and all. Okay, so there is something called selective perception. Selective perception is nothing but people selectively interpret what they see based on their attitude, interest, background, and experience. An individual might have been appointed on a key position on the day or the visit of CEO, and the appointment may be incidental, but we may perceive appointments as a consequence of CEO's visit. Okay, this is possible. Halo effect. Halo effect refers to judging an individual based on single characteristics such as intellectual ability, sociability, and appearance. Okay, depending on that, individuals have been referred or judged as good or bad. Okay, based on a projection. You assume a person based on your own traits. So you see what is common between you and the other individual, and based on which you take a stand, or good or bad stand. Mostly a good stand. That person will be seems to be good. Other person. Contrasting. Contrasting is opposite of projection, in which we do not evaluate a person in as isolation, but our reaction to one person is related to the other. So there should be some relation between another individual and this individual. Is stereotyping. Stereotyping is nothing but, in order to simplify matters, we often tend to classify people and events into already known categories. Okay, based on that, stereotyping. So categorizing people like that, good or bad or worse or like that. So these are things covered in lesson 7, learning. Now to lesson 8, value, attitude, and job satisfaction. So every individual, whether it's male or female or woman or man, employees, workers inside the organization will have some amount of value, attitude towards the work, and behavior. These are all interlinked with each other inside, when you are inside the organization or outside the organization. Value shapes our attitude and behavior. So values of the individual shapes the attitude and behavior of an individual. Okay, it's very important when you work inside an organization. Okay, is racial discrimination right? Okay, values. Depending on an individual's perception on the values, it changes from one to another. There are various types of values. Theoretical values. Theoretical value is related to importance and discovery of truth through rational approach. Rational is nothing but a logical approach. The logical capacity of a person to think which one is good or bad based on a theoretical nature. Okay. Economic value, based on the economical value of given for a resource or efforts put in by individuals, and based on which a consequent value is derived based on the economic concept. Economic is nothing but money concept. Aesthetic value, it is form of harmony. Harmony means we believe that all work must be done in a smooth manner, so without any problems. That there is mutual understanding and sense of participation among all human elements. Okay, all workers should contribute to the cause of the organization without any conflict or any disinterest. Social value, it is related to love of people, sense of belonging, and attitude of we feeling. So every individual inside the organization should contribute in a manner that it's for we or us feeling. Political value, it refers to power and influence in the organization. So some individuals will have a good influence in the organization, some will have not so favorable influence. Religious value, as many type of people based on religion works inside an organization, they will have their own individual belief systems available based on which they will work. So inside the organization you can see a good cross section, different kinds of religiously different people working in an organization for a common goal of the organization. Okay. What do you mean by attitude? Attitude is a mental and neutral state of readiness organized through experience, exerting a directive or dynamic influence upon individual's response to all objects and situations with which it is related. Attitude is nothing but how an individual shows his response to a specific situation based on his experience. Okay, inside the organization. Components of attitude. Cognitive component of attitude is related to value statement, how much an individual gives value to a specific situation inside the organization. It is consists of belief, his or her belief, ideas, values and other information that an individual may possess or has faith in, how he believes in a specific situation based on the belief, ideas, values, etc. Okay. Behavior component of attitude is related to impact of various situations or objectives that lead to individuals' behavior based on cognitive and affective components. Types of attitude. Job satisfaction. Job satisfaction is related to general attitude towards the job. A person having a high level of satisfaction will generally hold a positive attitude and otherwise. Job involvement. If a person refers to the degree to which a person identifies himself psychologically with his job, how much good he is involved in a particular job. Organizational commitment. A person will be committed to the organization's objectives and goals. Attitude and consistency. As stated earlier, that the attitude of an individual is not visible but is reflected through his behavior as a mirror of his attitude. Okay. Role behavior. Role theory is a perspective in sociology and in social psychology that considers most of everyday activity to be the acting out of socially defined characteristics. Okay. Each role is a set of rights, duties, expectations, norms and behavior that a person has to face and fulfill. So each and every role given to an individual, whether it's male or female, woman or man, has certain expectations, certain rights, duties and expectation each individual has to fulfill, face and fulfill. Face means meet with and fulfill. Okay. Status. Social status. Each and every person's job role or rank, position in an organization has a social status, like district collector, deputy collector, superintendent of police, commissioner of police and other advocate, law, doctor, engineer will have a social status available and other jobs depending on that. Okay. Job environment we have already mentioned. Okay. Cognitive dissonance theory. Proposed a cognitive dissonance theory in 1950s. Their theory seeks to explain linkage between attitudes and behavior. This theory is tries to prove that there is a link between attitude and behavior, okay, of individuals. Factors determining job satisfaction. Work content. How the content of the work done by an individual gives a good idea or good environment for him or her to be satisfied. How good or how challenging is the job he or she is doing inside the organization makes him is one of the factors for job satisfaction. Pay and promotion policy. The pay and promotion policy, that means salary or wages and the promotion policy of the organization gives satisfaction, job satisfaction to the individual. So supportive working condition, when other employees or co-workers supports an individual, see, he will be satisfied in his job. Work group, the group in which he or she is involved in doing the work gives him or her job satisfaction. Supervisor, if the manager is good and good enough to guide each and every individual, normally the workers will be very satisfied. If the manager is not good, less job satisfaction is the result. Personality, job fit. Some individuals are good and a good choice for a particular job based on the qualification, etc. Some jobs requires master qualifications, MCOM, MBA, MCA, MSW, etc. By having such a qualification, normally he or she is fit for that particular job. Okay. And certain things like organization misbehavior. Some individuals misbehave while he or she inside the organization, and that has to be dealt with separately. Okay. These are the things covered in lesson 8, value, attitude and job satisfaction. There can be questions like define value, define attitude, what is the difference between value and attitude, etc. from this lesson 8. Okay, so thus unit 2 concludes here. We will see you all in unit 3 of organizational behavior. Thank you very much.